YouTube family, what's good, what's good? Yo, let's kick it. So earlier today, we did a video on the vacuum of space and the adverse effects that it can have on the human body, let alone any biological entity or any bubble in that type of environment. Anyway, so I took a look at this water boiling chart versus temperature vacuum chart table, right? And it brought me here, and I'll show you why here in a second. So, we all took chemistry, or many of us might have taken chemistry at some point in our lives, and we know that at sea level, right, at 1 atmosphere, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So the higher you climb in altitude, the lower your boiling point. So in other words, what that means is the less temperature that's going to be required to boil water, right? To turn it from a liquid to a gas. So say on Mount Everest, I don't know. I'm just taking a crap shot. I don't know, maybe somebody does. But at Mount Everest, it would take like 5 degrees on a stove to boil water. Let's just say that. That's because we've climbed to an altitude in which this is possible. So I'm saying all that to say this, right? If you leave Earth's atmosphere and you go into an atmosphere, or the lack of an atmosphere, right, into a vacuum, stuff is just going to start to boil on its own. You might not have to apply any kind of heat or any kind of temperature change from a metal, right? From like some Bunsen burner or from a burner of some sort, stove top, anything, because it's just going to off gas. It's going to just boil or evaporate, right? That's what we know. That's what we know. That's what science does. Hell, they could do that here on Earth, right? At the places like the Sandusky, laboratory, or in a vacuum chamber that somebody else can replicate some sort of vacuum with water in there, and then they can force it to boil. Well, I came across this earlier today. Let me show you guys. So earlier today I came across this. Check this out.
On today's episode, we are getting into the latest space news, including China finds billions of tons of water on the moon, robotic breadcrumbs for cave diving rovers on Mars, and space agencies struggle with licensing doctors for orbital missions. This is the space race.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put that in the description box, y'all. I really don't know how we don't get tired of this. Now we already knew they lie just as much as our government does, right? They lie just as much, if not more, than NASA does. Now they're perpetuating this lie of water being on the moon. If you've seen Vibes of Cosmos, if you've seen Taboo Conspiracy, and if you've seen Yes, It's a Conspiracy, like, you're starting to see the true nature of this Earth, along with the heavenly bodies, that being the sun and the moon. The moon possibly even being a map and or a reflection of what this Earth is, right? So now China's coming around and saying that the moon has water on it. Well, if that's the case, so then everything that we know as far as atmospheric pressure and the change of pressures and the change of atmospheres and vacuums and everything, all of that is a lie. Is that what they're saying? All the stuff that me and you have learned is a lie. So this is the next question that we need to ask. So then that negative, what is it? Negative 10 to the 11, or negative 10 to the negative 7, 1 times 10 to the negative 17, or 1 times 10 to the negative 11 tour, with that lack of atmosphere and that kind of vacuum, you mean to tell me water can sustain itself? Water can remain being water at that atmosphere, at that pressure, really, or that lack of pressure? What do you guys think, YouTube family? Because we know what the truth is, but these are the questions that we need to pose. Is there something else that's out there that maybe we haven't seen? Is there some kind of math that maybe we're just not privy to? Or is it just straight BS? Because I'm going to say it's straight BS, but then again, I know I'm not that smart. I know you sleuths out there have a better answer may have a better answer than I would. YouTube family, tell me what you think. Get back at me. Other than that, that's all I got. YouTube family, I wish you nothing but the best. Health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity, but most of all, wisdom. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. And with that, love you. I'm out. Peace.